Hello, my beautiful Aquarius. Welcome back to Queen Cup Tarot. I am just shuffling up right now, getting ready to do your July 2019 tarot readings. For those that are new, welcome. Please don't forget to like, share, subscribe. I do smoke pot. It's not the nature of this, so feel free to smoke with me. If not to worry about it, okay? But for the Aquarius that have been with me since the very beginning, you already know the deal. Thank you. Welcome back. And as always, it's an absolute privilege and honor to connect and read for each and every single one of you. Okay. With that being said, for all those that timestamp the reading prior to the prayer, I appreciate you guys. Thank you. I will most likely not acknowledge or like your comment if you timestamp it after the prayer. It's a little pet peeve of mine. Yeah. I think that's it. I've been praying, smudging. I'm ready to go. Yeah, I feel like there are many Aquarius who are being forced to step out of their comfort zone in the way of maybe possibly taking action without having the cerebral and mental comfort that they're used to having when embarking or doing anything. Okay, I feel that there are Aquarius that are being forced outside of their comfort zone, which I think is a good thing. Aquarius, don't freak out, because if the universe is trying to force you out of your comfort zone, and you feel that there's no means out of it, it's like, then you need to surrender to that and know that whatever isn't a comfort zone to you and is unknown territory will soon be territory, and known territory, once you surrender to whatever it is that is forcing you to act at this time. Because I'm getting in this pre-shuffle energy that Aquarius is feeling a little bit, like I said, out of their comfort zone, being forced to move without being able to analyze the fuck out of it. Maybe there's a time restraint of some kind. Maybe there's pressure from multiple people. I'm not sure. But it's almost like if it was up to Aquarius, you would take another, who knows how long you would take to think about it and research it. But I feel like time isn't allowing that, or energies aren't allowing that. But let's see more into it, though. Okay, we're going to go into prayer, okay, guys? Okay. Oh, sorry. Father God, Holy Spirit, ancestors, and guardian angels, thank you for rising me up out of my bed this morning, and thank you for connecting me with the collective every day. Right now in particular, thank you for connecting me with the collective of Aquarius. Please allow me to communicate to them clearly the messages that are in their greatest good, surrounding their material abundance, sustenance, the relationships closest to them, their personal ascension and development, and any other messages that you deem worthy at this time. Thank you, Father God, Holy Spirit, ancestors, and guardian angels, for everything you do for the collective and myself, all the healing energy, the support, the protection and unconditional love. We're nothing without it, and we're nothing without you. So thank you, Father God, and amen. All right, guys, let's get into it. I'm using the Venetian Tarot deck by Eugene Wallace. You guys have seen me use his Kabbalah deck before. This is my newest edition of his, which I absolutely adore. Okay. All right, guys, your overall energy for July is the Seven of Wands. This is the energy of doing what they said you couldn't, or what people doubted, even energetically. Even if they didn't say it to you, their energy was of doubt. And this is Aquarius launching forward Because this is the card of standing your ground, but in this deck, to me, it's like taking it like an ultimate step further. You know, I'm not standing my ground. I'm catapulting myself forward. I'm going to prove. I'm not just going to state my word. I'm going to show you. Because for some, when you're standing your ground, you can better show someone. You can better show someone than you can tell them. First card out, guys. 3 of Cups. Some of you are pursuing some kind of form of happiness. For some of you, it's even a social group. It's like maybe you want to change it. Maybe there's a different group. It's like, imagine being in high school and you're one of the emos or the goths, but you want to be chilling with the hip hop kids. Like, you know what I mean? Like the kids that are listening to rap and getting high and shit. Like, it's like wanting, that's actually not a good guys, anyways, it's like wanting to dabble into something different in pursuit of a new untapped form of happiness, right? Wanting to celebrate and come together in a new way, right? And I get that because of this whole standing ground and doing what you were told you couldn't. And it's surrounding something that makes you happy. So it's almost like you're going to prove to people what it is you said by going forward and achieving a certain level of happiness, coming together with someone or a certain group of people, and then that being the proof in the pudding about what it is the fuck you said. You know? It's like maybe you couldn't tell people, they couldn't understand when you explained it to them how happy something was going to make you, or how happy something does make you, only for you to stand your ground and pursue that. This is actions. Wands are actions. And maybe prove just that. Right? Second card out, we've got Death. This is a transformation. This is something brand new. Like, again, it could be the end of an old, some of you embarked in a new social setting, not realizing that it was going to completely transform and end the old one. Maybe you were consciously aware, maybe you weren't. Maybe the people that you have come together with recently are transforming you, or maybe these people are a reflection of the transformation that has occurred in you. But it looks like your surroundings are changing, you know. What's internal is that it's first internal and then external. As your favorite readers talk about, as above, so below. Well, to me, that translates into as above is internal, as below is external. And it looks like for Aquarius, a lot of your surroundings, your external surroundings could be changing right now. Or this is the 5th dimensional change, and this is the 3D action to create the 3rd dimensional reflection of this. As above, so below. As internal, so external. But you are that deciding factor. Because there's a lot of things that we can cultivate in the 5D, but it's the magician and the manifestor in you that will dictate what it is you actually bring down here in the 3D. And for a lot of Aquarius, it's something that people told you either couldn't have, couldn't make you happy. It was a change in yourself that people denied or rejected you for. It was like a lot of you wanted to change and realized the people around you weren't going to allow that change. Why? Because they weren't ready to change themselves, or the simple change in you made you then different. And we already know how people react to different people. Right? They get uncomfortable. They'll reject them. It's like the people in the workplace who treat the brand new person nasty. Like, some people don't know how to get to know people. Do you know what I mean? They get threatened by people really easily, or threatened by people's desires. It's jealousy. So there's this heavy energy, right, that has been coming in. We're going into retrograde and eclipse season. You guys know I'm not an astrologer, but I know enough and I can feel enough that shit is happening. Like the shifts are happening. And please pray for those that are resisting this change. They're going to get dragged. It's like if you jump out of a car and stiffen your body, okay, that's going to hurt. Or you try to like not tumble and fall, that's going to hurt. But if you fly out of a car and you allow your body, or off of a bike or anything like this, and you allow your body to roll, you succumb and you submit to what is you almost dying. Okay, the rebirth process is a lot easier. There's a lot less scars, there's a lot less damage, right, that you have to heal from. So if you resist the death process, the healing process between rebirth is longer. Why? Because you have to heal from all of the resistance and the damage that was caused as you resisted. Now, if you succumb to this transformation in your life that you know is for you because you manifested it, the healing process between the rebirth will be a lot shorter. Okay. Third card out, the Fool. This is the brand new beginning after the death. This is starting back at zero. A brand new way of relating to people and expressing. It's your emotional personality has completely changed. Therefore, the Fool is very prominent because you are taking a leap into everything, every interaction, everything, because it's new. It's like, this is a new, what I'm seeing here is a brand new emotional identity, a more genuine. And what that means to me is just being emotionally open and allowing yourself to express your own unique emotional disposition. It's like, Aquarius, you might not be so sound in the realm of expressing emotions, and then you finally decide to do it. Don't be looking around at other people and how they do it. It's only going to make you not want to express your emotions because it's going to feel foreign. Why? Because that's how they do it, not how you're supposed to do it. Okay, so if you're feeling confusion about how to express yourself, but you're ready to, then you need to continue to look inside of yourself and allow and give yourself permission to be the emotional being you are. Just as you allow yourself to be projected mentally and communicatively as you are, and not confidently, why not emotionally? Why not, instead of reacting defensively to somebody because they hurt you, you tell them, you hurt me. Hey, you hurt me. And then look at them dead in their face and see. 9 times out of 10, they're going to go, oh, shit, I'm sorry, because they didn't realize that. But if you respond defensive, then your emotional identity hasn't existed. You're still pretending. And for a lot of you, that emotional facade is dying or has died. And this transformation and the healing process before rebirth, and that healing process could really just be cultivating this, you enjoying and settling in your new emotional freedom. Therefore, what you think and believe is now cultivating this new belief system, this new way of living, these new infrastructures we talked about, right? It's like the infrastructure, you did the mental work to create. The emotions are the color, the decor, what makes it feel like home. Your mind can create and build anything, but without your emotional expression in your unique way, you just have a cold ass empty house. Your emotions will make anywhere feel like home, including your own shell. A lot of you felt this death energy, okay? And if you were thinking suicidal thoughts, understand it's part of the ego death. It's like you saying you want to die. It's like, yeah, it's that part of your ego. Say, yes, I want it to die. Don't go kill yourself. You just say, yes, I want it. And I'm not trying to be loose about that. I'll do a whole other video talking specifically about suicidal thoughts and what those are and how old those demons are and what the psychological warfare is and has been. Those demons, those thoughts, those darknesses come in when you are feeling like you want to die, because it's that ego death. You know, the ego can't transform until it dies. I don't care what anybody tells you. It has to die, or else you'll just transform the exact same thing. You'll just make it different versions of the same shit. Die, rebirth. A lot of us have bonds. Okay, I'm talking nucleus family relationships that you inherited. And those bonds, like think of your parents, for example, those bonds need to be severed in order to be rebuilt. And a lot of the time, because of attachment, psychologically, people can't process that. They think if they detach that they have to cut the person out of their life and they can't have them anymore. And they can attach. It's like your bond was created as a child. The dynamic was created when you were a child and your parent was an adult. And now you have the exact same bond and dynamic, except for the both of you are adults. And you're wondering why there is so much residual and there's no respect and there's, all this perpetuating from childhood. It's because the bond hasn't been severed and a new clean bond recreated. All right. Attachment really is the devil. And sometimes when you hold on to these attachments in the universe and your higher self is trying to let go, you're going to feel like you want to die. Your ego's dying. Look up to God and say, send that bitch to fuck off. It's like, don't fight it. And if you do, man, it's going to hurt. All right. Fourth card in, we've got the Seven of Pentacles. Okay. This is divine timing. This is work. Some of you are creating new social groups in the workplace. Maybe for some of you, you really separated work and home and the social dynamic, and maybe you are now opening yourself up to a new social group, and that could be in the workplace, right? With the Pentacles, Seven of Pentacles. It's also divine timing brings in soul tribe as you ascend. That's why I always say if you bring a divine partner before or after, you will bring in divine friends, things like that. It's soul tribe. And it's a vibration that you find these people on, and as you maintain them, you'll bring in new soul tribe as these people ascend. So it looks like Aquarius is being open to changing their surroundings to better reflect the transformation that has occurred internally. Please understand your emotional identity is yours alone. Do not, I do readings and stuff, and I see that people who struggle with expressing emotions, when they finally come to a place in their healing and ascension where they're ready to merge their head and their heart, the first struggle they have is how to do it, what it looks like. Aquarius, you might have gone your whole life not expressing your emotions, literally, except for peak times. And now you're ready to do it on not just extremes, but more consistently, so that you come across more open and genuine and approachable. You're now going, okay, well, what the fuck do I do? Do I have to do it like them? Do I do it you're looking at your family and you're seeing how they express their emotions and you're like, that I don't relate. You might be looking at your partner and being like, I don't communicate my emotions this way, but I want to communicate my emotions to my partner and I'm struggling. And that might have been an issue in your relationship for quite some time. That could have been a touchy thing you're working on in your relation for quite some time. But it's that's you. That's part of your own inner relationship, right? It's it's unique to you. And don't let anybody put pressure, especially the people closest to you that know that this is something new for you, to try to put pressure on you about how you should do it. Because as long as you're not hurting anyone or causing a fucking scene, and even if you do have to cause a scene, sometimes that's necessary to get your point across. All right. It's just like, I can't advise on how you should emotionally express yourself, especially at the beginning, even if that is causing a scene. Like, bitch, I don't know. Do what you got to do to formulate that. And know that you are free to do that. No different than a child is free to develop. Like a small child is free to develop, okay? Or should be at least. So is your inner child after you've done the work. And you tapped into the emotions internally from a 5D above perspective. And now from a 3D external perspective, you're formulating what that looks like. This should be fun. This shouldn't be stressful, guys. And if it is, it's because you're trying to be follow fashion. And do it like how other people do it. Other people don't do it like you because they don't know who the fuck you are. Okay? I mean, you might do it like other people. Listen, I'm just trying to give you the encouragement to be your own individual when you might be struggling to express yourself. All right. 5th card out is the Hermit. Yeah. This is like you're coming out of this, and what do I do now? You did the inner work, the 5D knowledge about what it is you feel and how it ties into what you know. And now it's, how do I bring it out into the 3D? Your emotions out in the 3D with the 3 of Cups. Okay, this is part of the transformation and the new beginning and the leap of faith, and the risk that you think you're taking is, am I going to be received? My new emotional personality, is it going to be received? The world has no choice, okay? All right? God gave you the same rights as he gave the rest of us. Part of your inner journey to knowing yourself and bonding with God is figuring that out. Anybody who tries to tell you is probably living out some other infrastructure somebody tried to tell upon them. Okay? I want to address something really quickly. Actually, I'm going to do it in another video because that will take like 20 minutes if I go off into this shit. Anyways, I have a couple of videos recorded. I'm starting a new little chronicle. Downloads of a light worker, just talking about some random shit. Starting that dialogue I've always wanted to start with you guys. We'll take them live eventually, but I just wanted to get them started and get you guys' thoughts. All right? Anyways, let's keep going. 6th card in. We've got that 9 of Swords energy. This is the 9 of Swords collective energy everybody has been dealing with, but people have been handling it in different ways. Okay? But this is just that heavy energy that has us overthinking, playing things over and over, a bit paranoid energy as well. I'm also getting a message stressed about what I missed when I was in hermit mode. Some of you think you missed something, or maybe somebody feels like for some Aquarius, there's someone you pulled back from and they don't know that you were in the hermit mode. So they're stressed, thinking maybe anything really, maybe that you withdrew, you declined, for work or personal. But that goes again to expressing yourself, right? And standing your ground, and maybe your standing your ground was expressing that you needed some time. Maybe somebody asked you something and you didn't know, and then you went and took time to figure it out, but you didn't tell them. So then if you don't communicate, that leads other people to assume whatever the fuck it is that they want to assume, and 9 times out of 10 it doesn't match with what is going on with you. Why? Because what people assume has to do with their own internal expectations, preconceived notions, whatever. Right? Okay? I'm punched as fuck. Alright. Seventh card in. We've got the Four of Pentacles, and I did see this in the pre-shuffle. The Four of Pentacles. This is holding back. But some. Oh. Some of you are afraid about taking a risk because money-wise, are afraid of losing money. Why? I don't even know. Because I'm saying that because we go from the Seven of Pentacles to the Four. And then in between it is the Hermit and the Nine of Swords. So there's some kind of stress that Aquarius is reflecting on surrounding a loss of money or potentially losing money. You know, I don't know if this losing money happened after the leap of faith that you took, or maybe this Fool has nothing to do with the leap of faith. It's just the new beginning you're at. And the difference, I don't know. There's stress surrounding finances and the potential of losing, or maybe, wow, heartbreak. So for some of you, whatever this death was, there was finances you had to leave behind. There was some kind of death to something, whether it was a relationship, a situation, a job, anything, and it caused you had to leave Pentacles there, and it would have been Three Pentacles. The Three of Pentacles is like cooperation, collaboration. So somebody it was that you were in this transformation. One of the collateral damages was a relationship, a collaborative relationship, whether platonic or romantic. And then when that died, you took yours, they took theirs, and then it left you with Four. So now you're holding really tight onto your coin. There is a little bit of heartbreak about what was lost. Okay. And be careful with that, because you have to see what was gained. Because the Four of Pentacles isn't bad to me. It's just enough. And if you get comfortable and feel rich at the Four of Pentacles, you'll skip a lot of the other ones. I'm telling you. All right. And then your last card out is the Nine of Cups. So for some of my Aquarius, there is possibly an Aries or a Scorpio or a Virgo holding back from you because they feel they don't have enough, or they might have taken such a loss that they're preoccupied and aren't able to pursue a wish fulfillment, or they might not think they have enough resources to go to achieve some kind of wish fulfillment with you. That could be the opportunity to work together, partner together, be together. I don't know. But somebody is stressed about money and heartbroken about the idea that it's stopping them from some kind of wish fulfillment. Aquarius, you could even, if you're going through the money issues, you could even be stressed about how isolated you feel the lack of money you have is going to make you. I can't do this, I can't do this, I can't do this, I can't do this. You have to stop doing that. Okay, and I'm telling you, man, you know, I've grown up in multiple projects throughout the GTA. I'm born in Toronto, okay? I am telling you, I've learned this from people, okay? If you can become content with next to nothing, you only position yourself to get more. It's like you have to feel rich before you are. And it's not before you are, it's feeling rich with what you got. It's gratitude. And if you're grateful, you won't talk about all the things you can't can't do or don't have. If you're grateful and take inventory of what it is you do have, it'll only inspire you to acquire more. It's no different than you need to love yourself to love people. You need to see abundance. I try to tell people this in the readings too. Abundance lives inside of you. Okay? It's not external. I think I mentioned in one of the videos, the Muslims believe that you have a certain amount of money that is assigned that you'll ever make. And the way I interpret that is abundance lives in you. So all the ways you can make money and how far you can go in making that is already inside of you based on your abilities, your drive, your life path and all that, right? But a lot of us get stuck on whatever means of abundance we first tapped into, or we next to that tapped into. Meanwhile, you have like a bunch of other bags of cash living inside of you. But you don't, like I said, if you do not believe it's there, you cannot manifest it. Why? Because internal is external, as above, so below. All right. Let's go into clarification, guys. Underneath, it's we've got the Hermit and the Hangman. That's internal perspective and external perspective. You guys did the internal change, and you changed your internal perspective, and you watched your world go upside down. It started to change. It started to look different. Shit started to fall. All right. So go. But you're standing your ground to it. What it is the new perspective, because when you did go into the Hangman, this and this came in line, or will. I don't know where you guys are timeline with this, but it's needing to look at what worries you and how worry stops you from doing anything or gaining anything further, or a lot of Aquarius are going through some stress and heartbreak, which is limiting their ability to see beyond what it is that's in front of them and what it is they can touch, see. And it looks like this wish fulfillment might not be something Aquarius can touch or see right now, and that's causing heartbreak. Just because you can't touch and see it does not mean that it's not there. We know that. Anyway, let's go into clarification and figure out what the fuck's going on. My new setup here. I got this in some parking lot. I told you guys already. Coming to you live and direct from my living room. All right. Thank you, Father God, Holy Spirit, ancestors, and guardian angels. Can you please clarify the spread for Aquarius for the month of July? We've got the Eight of Cups. Again, I told you, some of you guys are finding new social circles. You're finding that the people you're now hanging out with it's like the Eight of Cups is typically emotionally moving away from something, right? But in this deck, it refers to like leisure and lightheartedness and good times and stuff like that, which you usually have and need after you go through some kind of emotional turmoil or whatever, right? It's kind of like relaxing. And it's like, but with this, what we were talking about, the energies I got with that social, that group setting, this collaborative shit, it's like, you're finding that the energies, the people you've been drawn to hang with and spend time with, create more leisure for you. The energy's lighter. You walk away from hanging out with them or talking to them and you feel better instead of what it is that you're moving away from, which might have been more draining. It's like, I've had that before, friends where it's like, it didn't matter if I chilled there an hour, 2 hours, it didn't matter. I always felt exhausted when I left. And then there was other friends that I felt energized by. And I realized that it was because it was an imbalanced exchange of energy. Instead of being mad at people about how they contribute to the lack of imbalance, think of why you engage in such an imbalance in the first place, so that you can better appreciate the balanced connections that you're drawing into you, whether romantic or platonic, right? That leisure, that energy of leisure and relaxation, you know, chilling should be like that. It shouldn't be so like, what the fuck, like energy vampire shit. It's like every time I'm around these people, it's like I get the same shit. I get the same bad energy. I feel the same way. It's like, why? It's like part of the transformation was a social group, or the social aspect is needing to be addressed now that this transformation has occurred in you, right? Okay, then we've got the Seven of Cups and the King of Pentacles. So these are options that this King of Pentacles has. Okay, for some of you, you might have left a job or a career path, or part of your transformation, the death washed away an old way of gaining abundance. And it's like Aquarius may be now entertaining other untapped means of abundance in order to get to, or furthermore, this King of Pentacles energy within you. Whether male or female, you guys know I don't look at the kings, queens, pages, or knights as male or female, unless I tell you. You know, this is just maturity level. And where a level that Aquarius is looking to get right now is there's options, or you're at least uncovering the options within yourself to get to this level of abundance. For some of you, my female Aquarius, you've got options, and you need to keep your eye on the prize, right? Because this attention feels good, but is it realistic? Are any of these options what you want? Because it looks like in your spread, you're manifesting a stable, reliable partner. And this Seven of Cups is very, like, I don't compare it to the Seven of Swords, but it's like the sevens are tough energy. And it's like this could be very tempting or luring, but it's like if you let options that, you know, don't bring you any, or aren't practical, or just emotionally fulfilling, and they don't actually have any stability to them, then this Seven of Cups energy can be quite detrimental, confusing, and eventually lackluster, because it doesn't have any substance or substance or whatever. Okay, Father God, Holy Spirit, ancestors, can I get clarification on this worry and the Hermit, lack of action? Yeah, I told you guys, it's like feeling pressured about taking action outside of your comfort zone. It's like some Aquarius is like, I don't want to do anything right now, or I don't want to do that right now, or, you know, I'm not sure about that right now, so I can't give you a response, right? So we've got two kings. For some of my Aquarius, you've got options. You've got options, and you are not looking to take action towards any of them at this time. So you're observing. She's in reverse, but I'll put her upright so you can see. A lot of my Aquarius are observing the pleas to her. There's two separate energies pleading to Aquarius, and Aquarius is saying, I am not accustomed to taking action under these circumstances, because usually I would have thought about these kind of things, or, you know, of this heavy nature for this long or whatever, but there's pressure, right? It's like if Aquarius is in, you know, your room, and these energies are down here, like they've been yelling, hey, hey, and now like neighbors are like, are you gonna fucking go down and deal with this shit? And Aquarius is like, shh, don't even say I'm here. And it's like, no, you there, like we hear you. It's like, or they might take turns and come by. It's like you can only stay in this for so long. You know, there's a fine line between sitting on your throne and being complacent. sitting on your throne and watching shit go by. You know, I mean, because eventually they'll stop. They are kings. Okay, that's for some of you. We got the Seven of Wands again. Yeah, you guys got to be really careful, right? It's like how you're handling your options, because you might not be handling your options very well, but you're thinking you're being strong, but you're actually pushing things away, right? Being overly defensive, maybe overly critical, maybe overly, I don't want to say overly protective, but you're giving the wrong impression now at this point, or you're being warned not to. Especially if these are genuine, you know, because they're upright, and in this deck they're upright and reverse. So it's like they showed up upright for a reason. So it looks like for some of my Aquarius, you have genuine options, you know, and now in your new transformed place, you need to decide what's best for you. And there is no right or wrong. It's who are you? Who the fuck are you? Because that's how you're going to determine who the fuck is best for you. Because neither of these people are anybody's trash. Okay? It's just a matter of what is for you. And the pressure to maybe make decisions on what route you want to take, who you want to be with, what offer you want to, whatever, might be getting you a bit defensive, because these might be early days. You might still be, the rebirth might not have happened yet. You might just, the death might have happened, but the rebirth might not have happened yet. You know, you're in that transition. You are healing in order for the rebirth to occur, right? Like the rebirth would assume that it was done, that whatever transformation occurred has fully implemented itself from the 5D to the 3D. But that takes time, right? I was going to say something. Can we clarify this 4 of Pentacles and this 3 of Swords? I don't know why I'm... Oh, wow, that's why. 3, 4, 5. 3, 4, 3, 4, 5. That's why. Okay. And they are all in reverse. All right. I'm seeing for some of my Aquarius, and I really just feel like it's a warning more than anything, because I know that there's going to be a collective of you that don't, and I know there's a collective of you that will. So it's not for me to say, it's totally up to you guys, but it's like this pressure to work outside of your comfort zone is preparing you for another phase in your life where you have to understand there's a certain level of comfort here, but you're restricted and limited. So it's like if you want to embark out of this, you're going to have to sacrifice certain things like the chain, the fancy hat. You know, it's like there's certain... These actions, it's like, I feel like Aquarius, you manifested certain things to you, and then it's like now you're overthinking how that happened. And it's stopping you from taking any action to... It's almost like you question it. I don't know. You're questioning something. I think you're just doing what you guys do, and I don't think the universe is... I think the universe is really trying to force you to come out of your comfort zone with regards to overthinking before acting. Because the overthinking doesn't even bring you... Like, you're not... Like, the overthinking is something you've done, and you either don't act or you act in a way that, you know, you might not... You then have to go and overanalyze after. It's like if you analyze certain actions, why do you need to now overanalyze them after the fact? It's a lot of processing, and to me, it's processing fears. A lot of overthinking has to do, the reason why it's overloaded is because there's all these unnecessary fears that are being muddled over when they shouldn't even be, they should be things that you should be rejecting inside of yourself, or at least showing light to try to find the root cause of not incorporating in your strategic planning. Because ultimately those fears, because they're like cancers, they're a part of your thinking pattern and process and strategy. That's why no action. Fear is the devil. I wasn't going to say it, but I'm going to. That girl, Mary, Mystic May, whatever, she did some whole thing about tarot being evil and shit. That shit, that little bitch got rocked by a little bit of evil she saw in some fancy restaurant her ass was in. First of all, that evil bathroom stall that whatever she talked about, that was people's homes, husbands, wives, fucking parents, siblings, schools, daycares. Yo, if you get rocked like that, that means you have very little faith. Fear is the devil. Do you understand? Period. God wants you to be cautious. He wants you to be strategic. He does not want you to be afraid. Period. So anyway, I don't want to go into a whole rant about that because that shit really had me like, what, girlfriend? What the hell is wrong with you? Get it together. Like, compose yourself. You know, she was like, I did not get a good energy from that. It's like, okay, you go and you see a demon in the fucking end of a stall, and then you go sit down and take your food to go? And eat it later while you're thinking about all the evil shit at that established? Like, it just seems so strange. And then you go and talk to Doreen Virtue, who's telling you tarot's evil. Meanwhile, she makes millions and upon millions of dollars off of these oracle decks. So tarot's evil, but your oracle decks are saviors of God. Come on, man. Don't get rocked. Do you understand? If your faith is strong, that darkness will not rock you. Okay? Stand up in your spirituality. Stand up in your strength. Okay? That's why I'm telling you, the strongest light workers have come from the darkest places. And that's why they're able to shine light on you, because they learned how to do that long time ago. You know what I'm saying? If you relate to that story, you should feel privileged you got to go 25, 30 years without getting rocked by darkness like that. But that's what happens. Okay? That's what happens. Listen, anyway, I'm not even going to, like I said, it'll blow the whole video. I don't want to ruin this video. Anyway, we're going to go into the Doreen Virtue here. Shout out Doreen Virtue. I don't even want to speak on that because she was translating it. I wasn't there for the conversation. Who knows what that woman really said? But what she was saying sounded funny to me. I'm like, that seems strange. You know what I'm saying? Doreen Virtue's talking about how evil all this shit is. But I mean, her shit's still in circulation. What the fuck is that supposed to mean? Because to me, none of these things are evil. I make these cards evil. I make these cards good. It's me. It's no different than guns. Guns don't kill people. People kill people. These cards, I'm the channeler. These things are tools. Anyways, healing family issues. I know I sound like I need to heal family issues. Anyways, I've got a lot of shit going on right now. I am under a lot of pressure, but I think I'm handling it well. You know, I'm here still doing these fucking readings. There was no way I was going to get the mid-months out, guys. It just wasn't happening, okay? I tried to do the Pisces video like 4 times. That wasn't happening either. I'm like, okay, we got to shut this down. I got to focus on what I need to, and we'll be back. And I'm back, right? Okay. I think with this death card, it's like, and even these social settings, you know, there's a lot of resolve that, okay, what I told you about with the death card, like you die and then you're reborn, and then in between there's that healing. Well, a lot of what happens in that in-between healing part is healing family issues, because the new transformed version of yourself that has your 5th dimensional self ascended into your body is looking at these family issues a lot differently than you were before you were awakened or before this transformation occurred. So it's like before the rebirth happens, it's like, and again, it's part of this emotional expression, because some of you went back to family and friends and observed them in a new way, trying to create an emotional expression based on how they did it, only for you to uncover a bunch of family issues that you now are handling in your new transformed space, which I think is beautiful. But this is what God's doing behind the scenes that none of us really care about, because we're so into that immediate picture gratification where it's like there's this whole big picture, which for God is the family issues, because this is what we agreed to come back here and fix. You know, we want our partners and everything, but if our partners don't help us tear down these old family issues and create more healthy family dynamics, God's not gonna send an army of angels to support that union. If anything, he might send one or two to shut that shit down real fast. Okay, and it's probably the awoken person who's already gone through that transformation who will heed the warning. Okay. All right, and then, oh, damn it, Miss Crixie. I'm going to pull one from the Amenti Oracle, which I absolutely love. And I'm going to read it out of the book too. Okay. Okay. Thank you, Father God, Holy Spirit, ancestors, and guardian angels. Please clarify the spirit and send the mighty card for the beautiful Aquarius for July. I benefit with gratitude. What did I tell you? You benefit with gratitude. I don't care if you had enough money to get a liter of water, a meal, a couple single cigarettes, and you got somewhere to stay. If you can't feel rich and grateful and smile, whatever else you ask for on top of that, you ain't gonna get. I'm telling you, abundance. I told you, I lost everything and lived like a fucking celebrity. I was like the brokest bitch. Scraping change to go check. Fools, they had no clue. I was shining. It opened up my reality for more abundance. Like I told you, if it doesn't exist here, it can't exist there. All your overthinking doesn't bring you to no fucking conclusions or realities that make sense. I mean, what's the point? It's devil energy, and it's overthinking due to over implementation or any implementation of fear. Implementation in the strategic thinking process. And that is what needs to die or has died. Is you know how to identify fear and pull it out of your thinking. Anyways, I benefit with gratitude. I find that very fitting. Oh, it's number 2. That's really cool. Number 2. I benefit with gratitude. I am, okay. A grateful heart is able to navigate the waters of life, afloat with the lightness of being, living in the present and feeling graciousness for every moment throughout the journey of life can be a challenge. But staying grateful through all the contrasts of living is what cultivates the spiritually adept navigator. Remembering the precociousness of time and understanding that there is a pattern of geometry of the soul, even within perceived chaos, are the way to find order within the permanent impermanence of each experience. Nothing lasts, but nothing is lost. Seek the lesson and you find yourself. You can allow time to weigh us down, to be a burden on our heart and mind, and ourselves to be victims of what we've been presented with, or we can seek the present, which is a gift of our story. If we allow time to be the author of our great epoch and breath through the ebb in the life's tide, we can live in gratitude even during stormy waters. The seed cannot sprout upward without simultaneously sending roots into the ground. Egyptian proverb. Gratitude is Gratitude is a gravity which can ground us, but when we carry a heavy heart, we become anchored in a vicious cycle of wondering about the future and worrying about the past. Let go and look up. Find the bliss in being here by staying rooted in the grounding of gratitude. Holding on to a heavy heart will only drag your spirit down into an ocean of regret. Anything can change within an instant. Everything is constantly in flux and nothing is guaranteed. When life is taken for granted, we live in a place of entitlement. And acting from this space is emanating an attitude that is less than ideal. Not one of us is entitled to anything. Not one of us is above the universe fabric of connectivity and consciousness. We are each but a single jewel in an infinite cosmic sea of gems. Not one shines brighter than the other. All is beautiful. All is perfect. All is divine. When one acts ungrateful, one blinds to the values of graciousness and falls victim to the traps that ego loves to set. Do you feel as though you are owed the world but not willing to fucking work for it? I had the fucking work for it in there. Anyways, that's scene. So, I love you guys. That was your July spread. Please like, share, subscribe. Let me know what you guys think. Leave your comments. And until the next time I see you, continue to let your inner angels live. Love you. Bye.